Have you ever stopped to think how a simple decision can completely change the course of someone's life? Imagine being offered a role that could make you an even more recognizable star, open doors to success, and guarantee the chance to make K-drama history, and then suddenly saying no. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But that's exactly what Youn Jung did, surprising producers, fans, and even coworkers. And it's this story, full of mystery, courage, and unexpected choices, that we'll discover together today. Youn Jung isn't just any actress. In a short time, she became one of the most talked about names in Korean entertainment, earning a place in productions that moved millions of people. Audiences fell in love with her talent, her stage presence, and her unique ability to convey emotion in every look. But what many don't know is that before achieving her current brilliance, she faced a dilemma few would dare to face. Faced with a role that seemed like a turning point in her career, she made a seemingly impossible decision. She turned it down. And this is where the real enigma begins. Why would someone say no to something everyone considered a golden opportunity? Was it fear of being singled out for a single role? Contract issues? Or were there even deeper, more personal reasons? What no one can deny is that this refusal changed the course of her life and revealed a side of Youn Jung that few knew. Someone who prefers to risk the uncertain rather than cling to something she doesn't believe in. So take advantage now. Subscribe to the channel, like it, and activate the bell. This way, you won't miss any of the next incredible stories from the world of K-drama, and you'll always be up to date with everything that happens behind the scenes of these stars we love to follow. At that point in Youn Jung's career, everything seemed to point to one path: stardom. She was already attracting attention in high-profile productions, winning over loyal fans, and proving she had something different from other actors of her generation. Then came the offer that could change absolutely everything. A powerful, high-profile role capable of transforming her from a promising actor into a consolidated star. It was the opportunity many young actors dream of but rarely receive so soon. The trade papers were already commenting backstage, "This will be the role that will define her career." But it was at that precise moment that something unexpected happened. Instead of accepting immediately, as everyone expected, Youn Jung hesitated. This hesitation raised questions among producers and fans. How could anyone turn down such a huge opportunity? And this is where the most curious part of the story comes in. She knew the role was fraught with brilliance, but also with risks. Accepting it could, yes, put her in the spotlight, but it could also trap her in an image that didn't match the future she desired. Imagine being recognized for just one role and carrying that label for years. Many actors have been there, stuck in the same type of role, and even though they're talented, they can't break free from that label. Youn Jung didn't want that for herself. She wanted artistic freedom, the chance to explore different roles, show layers, and surprise. And as strange as it may seem, saying no might be the only way to protect her future. This move was shocking to industry executives who expected an immediate yes. After all, it's not every day that such a powerful role is offered to such a young actress. But what seemed like a bold, even foolish decision to some, ended up revealing her true essence: courage. The courage to swim against the tide, to defy expectations, to believe that her career didn't need a single, life-saving role, but rather a journey built step by step, with conscious choices.
Youn Jung's refusal wasn't impulsive or emotional. On the contrary, the entire process took place slowly, thoughtfully, and with much backstage discussion. Producers, managers, and even colleagues were closely watching the decision, as the role was considered a turning point for any rising actor. It was a rare offer, an opportunity that didn't come twice to someone starting their career with such potential. For weeks, meetings stretched late into the night. Every clause of the contract was analyzed, every detail of the project discussed. The role seemed perfect in the eyes of the market, but Youn Jung realized there were limitations hidden behind all the glamour. The role required a level of near-total dedication, and this could prevent her from accepting other invitations in the future. Furthermore, there was the risk of being seen as perpetually conforming to the same stereotype, which could hinder her development as an actress. Close friends reported that she showed no fear, but rather a genuine concern about not taking a path that would stray from what she truly believed was best for her career. This stance impressed even experienced industry insiders who saw in her decision a maturity uncommon for someone so young. In the end, the choice to refuse wasn't based solely on the present, but on the future. Youn Jung saw her career as something to be built carefully, where each step should have meaning. For her, there was no point in taking a giant leap if it trapped her on a path of no return. It was more important to preserve her freedom and keep the doors open to new challenges. This kind of decision is often difficult even for veteran actors, but she displayed a rare clarity. Instead of following everyone's expectations, she chose to listen to her own intuition. And this attitude, although misunderstood by many at the time, ended up defining one of the most defining moments of her career. When Youn Jung's refusal became public, the reaction was immediate. Some in the trade press questioned whether she had made a grave mistake by passing up what was considered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Some critics even claimed she had wasted the role of her lifetime, and that it would be difficult to recover from such a risky choice. Among her fans, the division was palpable. While some understood her decision and admired her courage in following her own path, others expressed disappointment, believing she had passed up the chance for ultimate success. Behind the scenes in the industry, the mood was also uncertain. Producers who had followed her career path began to pay closer attention to how she handled herself. Some thought her refusal might reduce the number of future offers, as not everyone would accept investing in someone who said no to high-profile projects. On the other hand, some executives began to see her as an actress who wouldn't be manipulated and who knew exactly what she wanted, which further boosted her credibility. Interestingly, the rejection ended up paving the way for new opportunities that hadn't previously been on her radar. With her schedule free, Youn Jung was able to consider other projects that, while not considered huge by the media, had the potential to showcase her talent in a different way. This is how she began to stand out in roles that revealed new facets of her acting and won over an even more loyal audience. The most striking consequence, however, was the change in perception of her image. Refusing the role didn't make her disappear, as many predicted, but rather reinforced her identity as an artist who makes conscious decisions and isn't afraid to defy expectations. This attitude began to become a trademark, making her an actress respected not only for her talent, but also for her firmness in her choices. Thus, what seemed like an irreparable loss turned out to be a turning point. The no that could have limited his career path turned into a yes to new opportunities that further cemented his presence in the industry. Youn Jung's decision to turn down a potentially career-changing role isn't just about a single moment. It reveals a lot about who she is as a person and an artist. In an industry where the pressure to accept any opportunity is enormous, especially for young actors, her choice demonstrated a rare strength and long-term vision that surprised even seasoned professionals. Many would believe that, faced with such a grand invitation, the natural course of action would be to accept without hesitation. But Youn Jung proved that she didn't want to be guided solely by others' expectations. She demonstrated that she preferred to build her career authentically, choosing roles that truly represented her essence and her goals. This approach revealed a sense of maturity beyond her years, demonstrating someone who understands that true success isn't just about being everywhere, but also being in the right places.
This attitude also sent an important message to fans and the industry itself: the value of integrity. By saying no, she made it clear that she wasn't willing to sacrifice her creative freedom just to speed up the process of recognition. And this made her even more admired by many because it demonstrated that the brilliance of a career doesn't depend on just one opportunity, but on the sum of several consistent choices over time. Furthermore, this refusal revealed an artist who thinks about the future, who isn't afraid to miss a chance in the present if it means protecting her long-term future. This awareness is something that sets big names in the entertainment world apart, because it shows that she doesn't see her career as a fleeting event, but as a solid, lasting construction. Contrary to what many imagined, this decision didn't diminish her career, but rather strengthened it. She came to be seen as a selective actress who carefully chooses the projects she takes on. This not only increased her credibility within the industry, but also earned even more respect from the public.
who saw in her an authentic, courageous, and true-to-herself figure. Ultimately, Youn Jung's refusal became one of those moments that divide opinions but ultimately mark an artist's life. What seemed like a huge risk turned out to be an act of courage and identity. She showed the world that she wasn't willing to accept any path just for the sheen of immediate promise, and that being true to herself was more important than meeting external expectations. This attitude not only shaped her career in a unique way, but also inspired thousands of people who closely followed her decision. When we reflect on her career, we realize that this no was actually a resounding yes to her freedom, her authenticity, and her desire to pursue a career without constraints. It was a clear message. Success isn't about playing every role, but choosing the ones that truly mean something. And perhaps that's precisely what made her stand out in such a competitive market, earning respect and admiration not only for her talent, but also for her firm decisions. It's curious to think that we often believe that great opportunities only come once in a lifetime, but Youn Jung's story proves otherwise. Opportunities always arise, and the most important thing is to have clarity, to understand which ones are worth embracing and which should be passed up. This clarity is what differentiates a fleeting career from a solid and memorable trajectory. And here's a thought for you. How many times have you faced choices that seemed irresistible, but ultimately made no sense for your life? Youn Jung's decision shows us that saying no is also an act of wisdom, and that each refusal can open the door to something even greater in the future. Now I want to hear your opinion. Do you think she made the right choice in turning down that role, or should she have taken the plunge and accepted? Leave your comment below because your opinion is very important to our community. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like. This way you can continue following exciting stories, surprising revelations, and behind-the-scenes details that no one tells about the world of K-drama. See you in the next video.